Welcome to Vantage, Aditya. When a 50% tariff strikes, it is not just a number. It is a symbol, a line drawn in the sand. For decades, global trade moved on assumptions that supply would always flow, that demand would never falter, that dependence was safe. But the world has changed. And in that change, a new order is being born. For years, India was seen as a supplier of textiles, of jewelry, of software, of skills. Ships left its ports carrying goods that fueled distant economies. In return, India leaned on those very markets for growth. But what happens when the door suddenly slams shut? When tariffs rise overnight, when comfort turns to crisis? The first reaction is pain. Factories slow, workers worry, families feel uncertainty. It looks like loss. But history teaches us the greatest transformations are often disguised as setbacks. Tariffs, in truth, are mirrors. They reveal what was hidden, our over-reliance, our blind spots, our comfort in old patterns. They ask the question no one dares to ask. What if the world stopped buying from you tomorrow? Could you still stand? And this is where the New World Order begins. Because resilience is no longer optional. In the 21st century, resilience is currency. The nations that adapt survive. The nations that reinvent lead. Those that cling to the past vanish. India's response is not just economic, it is existential. Exporters, once dependent on one buyer, now discover many. Farmers, once sending goods abroad, now find pride in selling to local markets. Innovators, once building for others, now build for themselves. Slowly, the lesson takes root. Dependence is fragile, but diversification is strength. This is how the new order reshapes itself. No longer a world of single dependencies, but a world of many connections. No longer a system where one nation dictates and others follow, but a network where resilience defines power. The nations that bend too easily will break. The nations that endure the strain will rise stronger. India stands at this turning point. On the surface, tariffs slow growth, cut trade, disrupt industries. But beneath the surface, they forge muscle. Every tariff is a weight, and like an athlete lifting iron, India becomes stronger through the strain. And once that muscle is built, it does not weaken again. The old order rewarded convenience. The new order rewards courage. The old order celebrated efficiency. The new order demands endurance. The old order was built on comfort. The new order will be built on resilience. And in this world, India is not just surviving, it is ascending. An economy no longer defined by what it sells, but by how it adapts. A people no longer dependent on what is given, but empowered by what is created. A nation no longer at the edges of the map, but moving to the center of the stage. This is not just about trade. It is about destiny. Tariffs may chain the present, but they cannot cage the future. By enduring this storm, India claims a new identity, not as a follower of the old order, but as an architect of the new. 50% tariff. Infinite resilience. A new world order where India is unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. Because true power is never handed over, it is earned in fire. And through this fire, India will not only endure, India will lead. This is Vantage, Aditya. Creating greatness.